Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Coming up this week, we will tell you what the most important things in Disneyland this week are to us, and we're going to have our best and worst quick service locations in Disneyland Park. All that coming up next. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, and from points around Southern California, this is the Disneyland edition of the DIS Unplugged. This is the Disneyland edition of the DIS Unplugged, episode 753 for the week of December 5th, 2018. The DIS Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disneyland vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you from the Bob Varley Studio here in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined by my good friend, Mr. Rhino Clavin.
Hello.
And out in California by our West Coast producer, Mr. Tyler Crouch.
Hi, everyone.
As always, the lovely Katrina Manzoni.
Hi, everybody.
And the lovely Luella Loriola.
Hi, everyone.
Luella looking very festive, my dear.
It's that season.
So
it's that time of year. I got to bring out all the red and green now.
Girl's got her ears on.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, everyone. We hope you are having a good week. It is great to be back, finally, after, I don't think
it's been a while.
I haven't done this show in over a month, in part because of my travel schedule, being out in Hawaii and being out in Tokyo. And I'm going to use this show in the coming weeks to kind of talk about some of those experiences, since Disneyland in California is kind of a great jumping off point, especially going to Aulani. But not in this show. First up, we're going to talk about most important things in Disneyland this week. And for me, that has to be the announcement that the Disneyland After Dark events will continue in 2019. They did some in 2018. They were very, very popular. I got to do one last January, and it was phenomenal. It was kind of like a 50s throwback. It was like, so they did like the original Disneyland fireworks show. And they had all this cool stuff going on. They had like swing dancing going on, like in the middle of Tomorrowland. And it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And for $99, it was such a good deal. They do parties so much better there. They're more intimate. So like even their Halloween party this year, in comparison to ours here in Orlando, was just light years better. It wasn't oversold. It's like so crowded you couldn't move like ours was. It was more expensive than ours. I believe the Halloween party went for about $149 this year, right?
I think it was like 100 and maybe it was like 130 on peak days or something like that. But that was like close, and then like maybe $100 on non-peak.
Okay,
days.
because I want to say, it was definitely more expensive than what we paid here. But if I could have that experience here for Halloween, the Halloween party, I'd pay it in a heartbeat. So this year they're going to be doing a Sweethearts Night on February 7th. Look for Love Thong. Okay.
Oh.
My lisp is coming back. Look for love song themed dance parties throughout the park, including a royal ball. Pose in front of photo opportunities featuring romantic scenes from classic Disney films, and meet some of your favorite Disney couples, including Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, Aladdin and Jasmine, and Mickey and Minnie. Romantic food, beverage, and merchandise will be available during the event. Now, the other one they're doing is 90s Night, and that's
the one. I'm super excited about this one.
I already have my tickets. Yeah. I bought my tickets. 90s Night, March 7th. Step back in time and party like it's the 1990s. Enjoy special 90s themed fireworks, throwback musical entertainment, and more. Favorite Disney characters from the 90s will be the highlight of a special reimagined Disney Afternoon Avenue, complete with interactive photo opportunities. 90s-inspired food, beverage, and merchandise will be available during the event. Plus, guests will receive a free commemorative fanny pack. We really need to bring those back.
Oh, I cannot wait for that.
It is going to be like the lime green, like crazy print. I just know it, and I'm like excited just to get it. Yeah, tons of neon.
We're not
I think
far.
the characters are going to be phenomenal. I mean, the 90s characters, they're going to have all these characters that you don't see, and I love characters. I think it's going to be exciting.
What characters do you think they'll have? Oh, sorry.
I mean, they're going to have Darkwing Duck because he's in the thumbnail. Yeah.
They mentioned Disney Afternoon characters, but I really hope, and Rhino, we all talked about this, but I really hope that they have Max in the Powerline getup as well. And there's definitely going to be, Chip and Dale in their kind of detective stuff. I guarantee it. So
from Rescue Rangers, yeah.
Really fun.
Yeah, I think Chip and Dale and the Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck for sure. That's going to be exciting.
Gadget, totally.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. For both events, guests are going to receive unlimited Disney Photo Pass downloads of photos taken during the event. You'll be able to enter the parks at 6 p.m. With the events held from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Tickets went on sale for Disneyland annual pass holders on November 27th. They're now open to the general public, $99 each. They are going to sell out.
What do you think 90s food is?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. But, I was going to say that I don't think we are far enough out of the 90s for it to be considered throwback, I think, doing like the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, even the 80s, yes. But the 90s, I don't know if we're far enough out for it to be considered. I think it got to be 30 years out for throwback.
I think that they're trying to definitely take. I think Disney Afternoon is the main vein in this event is all about trying to. I don't know if they exist, but having like Baloo as in his Tailspin costume, the Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, Max, whether he's going to be in his Goof Troop outfit or his Powerline outfit. Like I think that's where they were like, okay, we've seen like a callback to Hocus Pocus in Walt Disney World that did well, and then Craig was at the fan days in Disneyland Paris that I know that the show that they did that had Max as Powerline doing the show was a huge hit for them, and so I think this is maybe their tiptoe into that a little bit too here to kind of see how that's going to go, but yeah. I'm super this was actually my thing I was most excited for too. Very specifically the 90s night, even more specifically a commemorative fanny pack.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I went ahead and booked my tickets for that.
We'll see you there.
I've got to be there. I've got to be there.
We have our tickets as well, so we're ready.
So we know this was Rhino's most important thing this week. What about you, Tyler? What's your most important thing this week?
So for me, not necessarily in Disneyland, but it's pretty close. It's Universal Studios Hollywood. They have already kicked off their Christmas celebration stuff. The Christmas time, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, or I guess it's called Christmas in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. That's kicked off, and so there's going to be snow every once in a while. They've put garland up all around Hogsmeade, and you can also go and catch a special version of the lights at Hogwarts. So they do this awesome projection show on the castle, and it is really a fun thing to see. And then the thing that is recently kicked off as well is Grinchmas. So Grinchmas, they have dates. Let's see, they are the 1st and 2nd, which have already happened, and then the 8th, 9th, and then the 14th through 30th. So when you go to Grinchmas, it's basically in Universal Plaza. It's there in the middle of Universal Studios Hollywood. And the Grinch is out there meeting people. There are different little shows that happen throughout the day. There's the Who dolls with Martha Mayhew. And there is story time with Cindy Lou Who. And there's going to be a tree lighting once dusk happens. And that is like one of my favorite parts, as well as just throughout the whole plaza. There's going to be Who's meeting everybody. Like they just walk around, and that's kind of one of my favorite things about the whole celebration.
That's cool. Is this how long have they been doing Grinchmas out there?
Oh, it's probably been, it's come in a few different forms, but honestly, it's probably been like 10 years now they've been doing it at least. But they used to do like a kind of a candlelight processional type of thing where like a celebrity would read How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but that has been taken away for this more kind of...
Wow, that sounds really good, though.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. I love, again, the Who's are kind of what make the event. Like, we always have a great time just walking around and them just chatting with everybody, and they really have high energy, and it goes all day long. So for me, Grinchmas is like one of my favorite things to do at Universal during the holidays. So.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. All right, thank you, Tyler. Katrina, what about you?
That was also my news, but I want to add on to it because they actually do Snowfall in Hogsmeade. So I thought that was super cute. Nightly they do it. I don't know exactly how often. And then the tram tour, I don't know if Tyler mentioned that, is when you do the tram tour at Universal Hollywood, there is a section where they have like a little musical number when you go through Whoville. And so the Grinch comes out with Martha May Who and Cindy Lou Who, and I think it's just the cutest thing. And then you turn the corner and there's Bates Motel and you're like, but anyway, so that was like, that's my news too.
That sounds like that's.
Way to go, Tyler! Steal everything.
I will.
It sounds like a really cool event, though.
It is so much fun, and then we talked about it with Rhino before and Craig, but as soon as they do the tree lighting, it is so magical at night, and then like Kelly Clarkson's song comes on, and so every time I hear what is it called, like the
Underneath the tree.
Yeah, underneath the tree or something like that. Like that. That is like every time I hear that song, it reminds me of the tree lighting and like all the Whovilles like singing and dancing around. It's so magical. Everybody should go to it. It's really nice.
Do they do the Grinch show of how the Grinch stole Christmas?
No. The show that they have is literally that like 45-second to a minute show that they do on the tram. And then, of course, they have like I mentioned, they have some musical experiences and stuff. And Martha May.
They have great photo ops, too. Yeah. Max is there. You can do a photo op with Max, like a real dog, and the Grinch.
Oh, cute.
So that's always fun to do.
Well, I like it because I really like the sound of it. I haven't been at this time of year, but they come out in Whoville, but that Whoville set is from the movie, from the Jim Carrey movie, from the Grinch. So it's kind of cool to see them like on actual movie sets doing their business.
Yeah.
So
awesome. All right, thank you, Katrina. What about you, Luella?
Well, I think it's a great time to get your tickets to El Capitan and the upcoming Mary Poppins movie. They actually have a double feature where you can watch the original Mary Poppins and then afterwards watch the new one, and that's going to be on December 18. So El Capitan is, a wonderful classic theater. Right now they're showing Wreck-It Ralph, and if you want to get your jump start and get your tickets ready for the new Mary Poppins, I would highly suggest you purchase them now. So that's a great thing to do. That's not that far from Disneyland, and I think all of you agree, been there. It's a beautiful theater.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Did you hear they released the two of the songs from the movie? Did you listen to those yet?
I haven't listened to it, but I heard they released it. So
yeah.
I don't know if I want to listen to it yet.
I wouldn't either.
It is weird.
I want to go in cold.
They're a little out of context. Like the one is the one where you can see in the preview with Lin-Manuel Miranda dancing in the streets, and I read something right before I listened to it, and it tried to compare it to Step in Time, and I think that's not correct. And so I listened to it thinking it was going to be like that, and so I was like, well, I don't like this song. I ended up being okay with it. It's like Triple Lamplight Fantastic, isn't what it's called?
They at Destination D, they played us some clips from the movie along with that song and a couple of the others, and that would be the equivalent of Step in Time, just a different musical style, but same kind of.
I get the idea. It's like the callback to the sidekick's character and job and his responsibilities. I did really like the song that Emily Blunt sang as Mary Poppins that you can hear in the trailer too. It's all the lost things have their place or something like that, or the place where the lost things go. And you could tell, I mean, she's singing that about the kid's mother that passed away. So you're like, oh, this is going to be emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might wait because sometimes it's real nice and impactful when you see what's on screen and then you listen to the music and you fall in love with it more. But I'm glad that they released it because, it just gets you more excited.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about our best and worst quick service locations at Disneyland Park. And prior to recording, everybody except me was, I don't know what my worst is going to be. That's the tough one. So I'm going to start with you, Tyler.
Okay, you want me to go best, and you want me to start with my best?
Start with your best. We'll all do our best first, and then we'll do our worst.
All right, I have to. It was a little bit of a tough choice. There's a couple that I really like, but the number one for me, because I just go there probably more than any other quick service, has to be Bengal Barbecue. Bengal Barbecue has just so many little options, like little snacks that you can eat. Like if you're a little bit hungry, you can get just a little bit of food. If you're really hungry, you can get a lot of food. So honestly, I feel like the prices are pretty decent for what they give you. And now Disneyland has recently been doing things where they're changing menus on a regular basis, and so I love going in there and just seeing like the pork belly skewer that they brought out.
So good.
I think it was like a year ago, and then they decided it was so good that they were going to keep it, and I'm just thankful for that, because that is really, for the price and everything, it was really nice quality food. And they've added little combos recently where you can get rice along with your food with some little slaw on the side, and I just really like that place for just how quick, easy, and tasty it all is, and especially with mobile ordering now, there's like, we can just walk over there and pick it up, and it's easy for her to eat there because of her allergy and everything, and so we never have a problem with Bengal Barbecue, and that's got to be my favorite.
And what about you, Katrina?
Tyler steals everything, because that's mine too. It's my favorite. I mean, Bengal Barbecue, hands down, is honestly the best. I mean, I don't need fries and stuff for a quick service. I just need some like protein. Those asparagus bacon wrap skewers.
Oh yeah.
To die for. Just put a little lemon on it. It's like my favorite snack in the whole world.
And Luella, what about you?
Oh, God. Bengal barbecue is my favorite
Really?
also.
This isn't going to be mine.
But I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm going to say Galactic Grill. I actually really enjoy Galactic Grill because what's great about Galactic Grill is I can get something for my kids and myself that I like. My kids aren't really big fans of Bengal barbecue, so that's just for me, and I enjoy it. But you can get all your basics, your chicken tenders, but the burger is really good, and they also have just a lot more variety, so which good food. So I'm gonna say Galactic Grill.
They're very allergy friendly over there too. I noticed on the menu I looked up for Galactic Grill because I really like Galactic Grill as well. It had a lot of like, this is soy allergies, for egg allergies, for this allergy, everywhere listed, and I was like, oh, there's a lot of menus on here, a lot of allergy menus on here. So I thought that was cool.
Yes, they have a lot of windows too, and they also do mobile ordering, so it's really quick for all the food that they have there.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that place. It rotates a lot, but I think my favorite place is Jolly Holiday. I like it. There's a lot of really good food at Disneyland. I struggle between Jolly Holiday and the Red Trolley, the corn dog cart, because that's always a must. But Little Red Wagon, I'm sorry. Jolly Holiday, it's something we don't have here, and I don't know that we could do it as well here. It is just kind of simple. Like, you can go in and get sandwiches, soup, you can get desserts there and everything. But I love Mary Poppins is one of my favorite. Is my favorite live action Disney movie, and it's definitely one of my favorite Disney movies, period. But I just love that I've had a lot of memories there. At night, if you go out there and they turn on the Edison bulbs that are kind of lining the outside area where you sit down, and you can catch, like, sometimes if there's back in the day when like Paint the Night was going through there, you could sit there and kind of see it. And I really like to sit and people watch there. And I don't know, we've had a lot of memories there too. I think about just kind of sharing that experience with all different types of people that I've come through, and I've come through the park with and stuff, and I don't know, it warms me in the right way, where I'm like, I love that place. It's a good place to grab a good sandwich or something like that.
It's a good choice. It is an excellent location, as is Galactic Grill. I don't disagree with either of those, but Tyler and Katrina are correct. It is Bengal Barbecue.
Yay!
It's such a different experience than what we're used to out here in Orlando. It's like fresh, it's flame cooked right then. You've got those pork belly skewers, forget it. Mm-hmm. Forget it.
Delicious.
It's absurd how good it is. And Tyler's point is well taken, that you've got, if you just want a little nosh, you can do that. If you're really hungry, you can do that. And I've always used mobile ordering with it, and that's been golden. that has been I mean, literally, like, you get just inside the gates of the park and you do your mobile order and you get there, you say, I'm here, and within 5 minutes I have my food. Every single time. I never wait more than 5, maybe 10 minutes to get my food. So I absolutely agree with Bengal barbecue. So by a vote of 3-2, Luella and Rhino, you are incorrect.
And I think a lot of people also like it because that's why they expanded the seating, which really helped out with the space. Because first, I think it was just this little side cart. I mean, not a cart, but not a lot of people knew about it. And then once the word got out and people enjoyed the food, they had to do something about the seating. So that's what's good too, is there's ample seating.
But
now.
even without that, even with that added seating, it can still be very difficult during peak times.
Yeah.
Be really difficult to find a place to sit. You end up stalking people. Like, are you done yet? Are you done yet?
I do have to say too that I feel like it's one of the few quick service locations that has actually really improved over time. Like, I feel like a few years ago you would sometimes not get the best meal there. Like, you would get the beef, the banyan beef or something, and it would be kind of chewy or not really the highest quality. And then kind of the same goes with the chicken. But I honestly feel like in recent times we've never had a problem, and so the quality increase has made me love it even more. And that's one of those reasons I'll always go back there.
The chicken, so I always order everything without the sauce, or the sauce on the side. The chicken really is the only one that without the sauce, it's lost. It's no good, really.
Put a little lemon on it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to leave now.
But, all right, so...
Did Craig have one? Do you have one? Or are you not participating in this?
do you want to participate, Craig?
I mean, I can.
Be part of the group?
It's we all know that I love a good little red wagon corn dog, absolutely 100%. So that would probably end up just being mine on there, just by default. To me, it's if you're only going to get one food item at the entire Disneyland resort, that would be the go-to thing. So it's not, it's depending on if you're Craig size or if you're normal size, it might not be enough for one meal. For me, I need like 2 of them and then I'm good. But for the average person, it's probably a meal.
Those corn dogs. I can't talk. I can't. Yeah, apparently now I went from lispy to Swedish. Those corn dogs are exceptional. I mean, and it's not one of those situations where, it's because I'm getting it on Main Street, it just tastes better. No, they're actually, even versus what they have over in California Adventure, there's something different about those corn dogs.
Yeah. I don't even like corn dogs, really. It's not a thing that I like. And Craig was like, no, you've got to try this one. And there is something, there's just like, they cook it just right. It's real crispy on the outside, and you got the hot dog is always well cooked on the inside too. And it's just like the perfect blend. You load that thing up with mustard.
The other thing I would mention too, I always forget the name. So the soup window in New Orleans Square, every now and then, sometimes you just want a nice light meal, and it's especially soup for me, even though sometimes it can get warm in Anaheim. It's just with a little bit of bread, a little bit of soup, it's all good. So, but I can't for the life of me remember what the name of it.
Royal Street Veranda.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the worst. My worst is Red Rose Tavern.
What?
Wow.
What?
Oh, look at that reaction.
What?
It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's just okay.
And now every
that was every
time
I was thinking of.
Every time I've eaten there, the food has been terrible. It has been terrible. And it's just this. Now it's at a point where I won't even consider it, because it's like, I think like the last 3 times I tried to eat there, like this really isn't very good. And it may be, by comparison to other parks or even Orlando parks, it may be average. But when you have a park like Disneyland Park, where you have such amazing counter service restaurants, that one sticks out like a sore thumb to me. That one just sticks out like a sore thumb, because there were so many much, much better choices, in my opinion, which is the correct one. But let's go to you, Rhino. What's on your worst?
So I do want to say I haven't had like a terrible quick service experience in Disneyland Park yet. I've been pretty fortunate when it comes to that. Like nothing sticks out really, but one that I find that I kind of just don't really go into often, and I know people are going to be probably upset, is the Golden Horseshoe. It's just always so loud in there. It's just like I like the history of it, like, oh, this was Walt's Corner over here, and I like the idea that something could be going on while you're in there, but there's always like a long line, and that it kind of snakes through the tables a little bit, and there's a lot of families in there, and that's fine. It's just a lot of people in a tight space, so it just kind of it creates a stressful environment for me. So I'm not a big fan of this one, but I don't want to be like, oh, it's bad, but there's nothing, it's kind of basic. They don't offer a lot either in terms of like, I really like creative things, and Disneyland offers that in some amazing places. So I try to use my time very wisely, but yeah, so it doesn't do it for me.
All right, Luella, what about you?
You know what? I'm going to agree with you with Red Rose Tavern. It's not a place that
Yay, I win.
I've had real like awesome meals there, and I don't think the lines move very well.
No, that's it. You're right. That's the other thing is that
I'm standing there, and it's like at the grocery store. It's like I'll move here, and then that one gets stuck, and then I move over there, and then I didn't find the gray stuff really that great there. It was good, just really sweet, but that's the only reason why I went there was for that gray stuff dessert. It's just kind of basic meal. It's not bad, but honestly, it's not a place that when I'm with my kids where we want to go, I just feel like it's cramped. The lines don't move fast. The food's not that great. I'd rather go to a different place where I know that I will get a better experience and better food. So yeah, I'm saying Red Rose Tavern.
I was going to say too, the lines is the biggest issue. I think the food is somewhat unique and decently tasty. But the last time I was in there, I think I waited 25 minutes for a flatbread.
Oh, geez.
From the point that I walked in the door to the point that I ordered, and there was only to the point I got my food, and there was only 2 people in front of me in line. And that is the opposite of quick service.
Yeah.
And that's, I think the other thing is that the place I'm most likely to deal with a rude cast member has been in that restaurant. Oh. So yes, I am correct then. If Luella says so, then that's that.
Yeah.
We've definitely had a not great experience when we tried their breakfast there.
Yeah.
The flatbread was the same story with us, where it was like, we're waiting here for like 25 minutes and all the other food had already come out. So meanwhile, all of our other food is sitting there getting cold. I eventually just said to them like, hey guys, we need these meals to be prepared again, because I'm not going to, have it be cold. So we've definitely had a bad experience there for us, but I do think the lunch food is really good. They have fries that have like the cheese and truffle.
Garlic.
Garlic and truffle, or garlic and cheese.
I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah, it's so wonderful.
Well, garlic and truffle are like so synonymous, but anyway.
But here's what cracks me up is I say Red Rose Tavern, and there's all this pearl clutching and gasping.
I like the food.
And then everybody's like, yeah, when I was there, the lines were like an hour long, and oh yeah, breakfast really sucks. Okay, just go with me here. Okay, I'm right. The place sucks.
I understand.
The place
I just
sucks.
feel like the lunch we've had has been amazing.
That cauliflower sandwich is like my favorite.
I was going to say, I really like the
fries
cauliflower
to make it
sandwich.
healthy.
Okay. So Tyler, what's on your worst list?
So I was actually surprised to hear from other people. My worst is Galactic Grill.
What?
Because I honestly just feel like it's very standard food. The fries are pretty much always cold. The burger is pretty much it's always overcooked. It's always just
not had that experience.
No.
And I'm sorry, Tyler, that's incorrect.
I understand that it's kind of the most kid-friendly food, I would say, because it is like Luella was saying, it's chicken tenders and burgers and things like that. But I enjoyed it more when they had more Star Wars themed things. They've kind of pulled back on the Star Wars theming, and the food to me definitely went downhill after that, because they just went back to normal cheeseburgers and things like that, which if I'm gonna have a burger in that park, I would go to Red Rose Tavern because they have like the beast burger over there with the brisket on top, and I don't know. To me, that's a much better sandwich.
Now you're just trying to piss me off.
Take the elevator out of here, Tyler.
Nah, the elevator broke. But to me, Galactic Grill, and it's just always so incredibly crowded because it's there in the middle of everything, and so.
But my point, personally with Galactic Grill, it is crowded, but those lines go very quickly. Every single time I've eaten there, whatever I've ordered has been fresh, has tasted really good. And I say to myself, you're pumping out this many burgers and fries and sandwiches and things like that, and it comes out fresh like this consistently. You're doing something right.
Remember when we did the, I think it was in 2016 or something, where we did all the top Disneyland snacks and everything like that, and we went to Galactic Grill, and they gave us, I remember we had a chorizo burger, and then there was this chicken sandwich with the fried green beans. I know they don't serve those anymore, but
see, that's what I was talking
I
about.
liked it so much. I went back there like 3 times that trip, but I like that their menu changes, that it doesn't stay stagnant either.
But it has gotten boring. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just the past couple times I've been out, I'm right there with Tyler, where I love the Star Wars menu so much that now when I walk up and see it, it's like, okay, well, it's a bacon cheeseburger with one special sauce on it.
Yeah,
that's not enough for me to say I'm gonna commit on this. I'll go and try something else. So I feel like the next time they change their menu up, if they do try to get a little interesting or creative, this could jump back on for a must hit for me. But where the menu's been for about the past year, for me, it's every time I just kind of walk away.
Yeah.
All right. So what is your worst?
Honestly,
Craig?
I would say Refreshment Corner. I think it's the only restaurant that I've only eaten at once at Disneyland, and I know that they do have secret menu there too, and that they can spice it up, but honestly, I just don't care for it. I like that they have a lot of entertainment right outside of there. So if you're sitting around hanging out, you can get a show while you're eating. But essentially, if you're going on just the basic, you have hot dogs, you have pretzels, you have chili. And that's kind of it. So
what more do you need?
Hey, that's basically my diet. I mean, that's the Walt diet.
I was going to say.
That's the best one. I just don't. To me, it's the most. Of all the restaurants, it's the most uninspired. So before, I would have probably said 6 months ago, I would have said Hungry Bear, but they've started to get interesting again. But yeah, Refreshment Corner, it's
not as interesting
boring.
As Hungry Bear in Tokyo Disneyland. Everything's curry,
and I love curry.
It's just weird. It's just like you don't think Western, Western restaurant and curry. It just doesn't go together. All right, Katrina, what about you? What's on your worst list?
It's hard to choose one, but I don't know. People are going to hate me for this, and that's okay. Alien Pizza Planet.
We do hate you for it.
It's so busy, and it is very echoey to sit in there, and it's just chaotic when you go in there, and it just stresses me out. So then I just bow out, and I don't want to go in.
I do.
And it's their food service.
I do agree with you about that. Their line formation is very confusing because they have the different stations, and you're like, people do a thing where they start at one and they just keep walking across the station, and I'm like, I think the idea is you're supposed to grab the tray, go to the station you want, then get in the line. But because the line kind of stretches back, it gets weird. However, I feel like since I like the pizza. Craig and I really enjoyed that cheeseburger pizza they had there. They've got another seasonal pizza there that I'm like looking forward to. I've enjoyed the food there, especially the alien head macaroon was like top notch for me, but that's just me.
And they got salads there too.
Yeah.
So that's a nice thing too. But yeah.
They also have pasta with peas in it that Charles just despises.
He hated that so much.
Yeah, they got rid of that at this point. It's not there anymore. But
good. Yeah, apparently they got the message.
Well, that was a limited time Pixar thing. They have the it's like little pasta wheels with chili now. That's the new seasonal pasta. But I don't know. They have one of my favorite things in the whole park, which is the countdown chicken fusilli, which I find to be really tasty. But other than that, I don't really want to get anything there. And Rhino hit the nail on the head where, you get it. It looks like the line is going way out the door, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so crowded. And then you realize everybody's just waiting in line for salads because they have no idea what you're supposed to actually be doing. So they need to have more cast members telling people, like, do you want pasta or pizza? Then just come on through, because it just gets so ridiculous in there. And then everybody fighting over sodas and everything. I will say that it's
like cafeteria style. I feel like it's like a dorm style.
I don't like it.
I will say it is the one place that you can get refills if you're inclined. I don't think there's many other places that you actually can get your own soda. I mean, I guess there's a couple. There's like Rancho del Zocalo and stuff, but yeah. Anyway.
All right, and Luella, what about you?
Oh, okay. I agree with you at Red Rose Tavern. That's on my not so best list. And I think the lines are just insane. And I think there's not a lot of options for me and my family. And besides I talked about this, right? Didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you were just commenting on mine or if you had one of your own as well.
Okay. I can go again if you want.
Did I come to you first?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, God almighty.
I don't remember now because we got in such. I was so shocked by the Red Rose Tavern.
I don't know. I thought I went first on Red Rose, and then you just
did.
commented.
And then, yeah.
Okay.
And then I also said Red Rose Tavern.
Well, she hates it too, so that's fine.
It's all right. It's all right. We can talk more about how much we hate it. All right. So then recapping on the best list, myself, Tyler, and Katrina all agree it's Bengal barbecue, with Luella going with Galactic Grill, Craig going with the corn dog cart on Main Street, and Rhino going with Jolly Holiday. On the worst list, Luella and I agree it's Red Rose Tavern. Rhino gave it to the Golden Horseshoe, Tyler to the Galactic Grill, Craig to Refreshment Corner, and Katrina to Alien Pizza Planet. Do I have all that correct?
I think so.
I think I made my notes well. I made my notes well. Interesting. But it's funny because everybody was like so struggling with their worst, yet we had more disagreement on the worst than we had agreement on the best. So with Red Rose Tavern, Golden Horseshoe, Galactic Grill, Refreshment Corner, and Alien Pizza Planet, that's an awful lot of restaurants on some worst lists.
Honestly, though, any of those you named, I'd still eat there and not complain about
you'll
it.
eat
I don't
anything.
think. Well, that's the hard part too. Yeah,
You and Craig are like human trash cans.
Yeah.
You'll eat anything. That's. Do we have an honorable mention in the category?
I will say that, like, Galactic Grill, it's my worst, but I still would eat there. I think that goes for all of it. Well, maybe except for you guys with Red Rose Tavern, but
yeah, Red Rose Tavern I won't. No.
Yeah, but I just feel like Galactic Grill is kind of the most boring. But other than that, I would still eat there. If somebody wanted to eat there, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. I don't think any of the places in Disneyland are horrible, is what I would say.
Maybe it's just the variety. There's nothing wow about Galactic Grill, but I'm never going to be disappointed there, and I'll always find something good.
And I would definitely take Galactic Grill over Cosmic Rays.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, like, no doubt. So.
I'd take anything, anywhere, over Cosmic Rays. Are you kidding? Oh, my. I can't even believe you'd bring them in the same sentence.
I'm sorry. Should we talk about Tony's next?
Well, next time we'll talk about table service.
Okay, sounds good.
But there you have it. That will do it for our best and worst quick service locations at Disneyland Park. It'll also do it for this episode of our show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back with you again next week with another edition of the Disneyland episode of the DIS Unplugged. Have a great weekend.